the afterlife. What happens? What are you? And what happens when you die? Now, most people don't understand this because they don't think large enough, okay? They think very smallly. Now, I think very largely, so I can explain this to you very quickly about the time a cigarette takes to smoke. So first of all, currently we exist in a 12-dimensional state in a 13-dimensional universe. This is your brain. Your brain is intelligent, and what it can do is it can create the world based on quantum physics. Now that's very tricky to understand. Well, I'll explain that in a second. Now, first I'll explain what a soul is. A soul is, what is it again? What's the word? I forgot the word. It's an action potential. And it's very simple. A soul can exist in one atom. A human soul can exist in one single atom. And the action potential is basically a memory and recording of all the decisions that you've made, because the human brain is intelligent enough to make decisions in such a way that the quantum world is possessed by it. You can decide what's there, is essentially what I'm saying. Now, where were we? 12 dimensions. 12 dimensions. Okay, 12 dimensions is heaven. 8 dimensions is earth, which is basically earth. To be earth, basically, to me, it means to be shit. And to be 4 dimensions in hell, that basically means to be objectional. You know, it means to be a physical form. Now, your soul can take up a physical form, and it can resist by the process of gathering human soul to an extent, only to an extent, by about, you know, by about half. It can resist human destruction. You know, your human can think an object away, but it cannot think a human soul away if it is trapped in the object. The human soul will stay in the object, and the object will either probably maybe teleport, or it will be evaporated. But if even one little, a human does not need to exist as an atom. It can exist as even something that was maybe even like one particle of light that's been forgotten. You know, a particle of light can land on the earth and be absorbed, and the earth can just suddenly be possessed by a soul if that particle of light contain the whole soul. It'll be extremely weak because it'll have so much less power. You know, it won't have a brain, it'll have a particle of light, but there will still be an element of soul that is powerful enough to give you the opportunity to reincarnate, number one, and number two, experience enjoyment, which is strange regarding the fact that you were once a beam of light. So what happens when you die? Well, slowly but surely you become bacteria. Don't choose to, I recommend you don't choose to get stuffed up with goo, you know, that stuff that they preserve people's stuff in, because that ruins the fun of the world, okay? The fun of the world is when you die and your brain still works a little bit. It works maybe like, what a rock is to a bunch of sand that's blowing in the wind. That's what a brain will work as it dies. And then after that, your soul will go into the nerve. Your soul is more powerful if you rot naturally. It's much less powerful as a bacterial form in the end. If you choose to, in fact, it's probably all forgotten if you choose to preserve yourself. So don't do that, okay? Just rot in your home when you die, because you'll survive that way. You will become much more powerful as a soul. You will become first nerve, and then muscle, and then blood, or basically the mess of human cells that you once were. And as those human cells decay, you will become bacteria. Bacteria is single-celled, and it cannot reproduce sexually. Now, the essence of the 12 dimensions is that 4 of the dimensions are just pure sex. That's what 12 dimensions are. You see, the quantum world exists to serve one thing, and that is euphoria. And 4 of the dimensions that a human will hold is a sexual dimension. And as you become bacteria, all your sexuality evaporates. You no longer become a sexual... Fuck! Is my eye burn? It's toasted away. As a bacterial clump, you still hold the soul of the human very accurately. And bacteria can go in the air. Bacteria has extreme powers. Bacteria can encode the soul of you in every bacterium. And then you can possess animals. It's true. Your soul can go into an animal because an animal is wise to pick up a soul of a human, because a human is so intelligent and wise, right? They'll go around a graveyard like a bird, right? And they'll sniff the air very carefully. This is maybe 40 years later, you know? After the coffin breaks. This is after they took your skeleton out of the fucking room, you know? But before then, you did a whole bunch of shit. Anyway, the shit that was once you will go into the animal. The animal will eat the shit. We all eat shit as animals. And the animal will gather the intelligence of the shit. And what you can do as an animal is, you can possess a human. What do? Well, you can't possess one, but rather you can communicate with a human. Maybe one day you can actually possess a human. This is how you do it. First of all, you get into an animal form, and then you die. Right? Maybe you're skunk and you die outside someone's house, right, when they're giving birth. They give birth to this kid, right? This kid doesn't know very much, right? He's a very weak soul, maybe not even much of a soul at all, right? Because they haven't been able to make decisions in the womb, other than kick, right? Kick isn't a decision, right? Well, I mean, it's tough getting on the kicking, right? As you reincarnate, you'll begin to realize that you have no control over violence. Violence will either come to you or will impact your life in a very negative way. And in my life, there's been a lot of violence. Maybe my soul has been tainted by the souls. Regardless, once you get into that new human baby, if you've gathered up enough information from that bacteria, enough about not your memories, but rather your decision-making state, you can exist again. Because the quantum entity, the matter, will go along with the bacteria. Now what is matter? Matter is level 4. Matter is just hell. When you are matter, you have no quantum power. You only have quantum strength. Right? Now what is power with strength? Strength is stationary. Strength is like, it's how big your muscles are, but power is how big your muscles are being used, you know? It's how big you're pushing something, right? So you can only push something once you enter a life form as matter. Now, that matter is pushing that bacteria all the way. And once that bacteria enters the human, the matter will also push the human. And the matter is your very soul. Because we all have a soul based on matter, and that's the quantum soul that exists in a state where a human brain can differentiate matter and change the environment in very simple ways. Maybe you don't have that power yet because, you know, you're a very small little soul, but maybe you will gain that power one day, you know. If you happen to watch my video, maybe you might gain that power one day, you know. But of course, don't watch my videos because they're not very powerful to people, you know. They don't like power, they like to sleep and stuff, you know. That's okay. human soul and animal soul is the same exactly soul, you know. It's in the same soul level. Like it's level 12. Animals have brains. So, you know, the animals will come one day to me and ask, how do I get power? And I might say, I don't fucking know. But then they might realize, oh shit, he has a YouTube channel filled with memories. What did I say? Did I smoke a cigarette and say something naughty? Well, I did say something naughty. I told you that you had power. I told you that you could exist in the afterlife, reincarnate in a scientific form. And that was very powerful for me. That was very powerful for you not to be able to hear due to cigarette smoking clouding the judgment of you. I don't know if it's good for me or not to give you power. So I'm just gonna smoke a cigarette, right? You know? Anyway, this is an elite cigarette, you know, I'm the elite here. And I'm explaining some elite shit to you, right? So just take it from me, you know. What I say is truth, and I think about things for a long time. What does level 4 matter, by the way? Well, level 4 matter is, it's not like this. You know, this isn't matter, this is a structure, right? This is level 6. When you're in a structure, like, let's say this is your bones, you have additional power. You can continue actually morphing the bones, because you have 2 levels of Earth to exist in. You're a flat, Earth-like object. You no longer have time, but, you can't actually change the object. Because that's how a quantum world works, you know? If the soul was in this can, it would stay a can, right? Maybe one day I might leave for a year and come back and it's something else. It's like a fucking ball or something, you know? How did a tennis ball get in here? I might think of a dog or something and I just might create a memory. Just think of it, right? But like, here's the funny part. See you later.